What is WWE actually doing with Jey Uso? The man is one of the hottest superstars in the entire company right now. He is followed by tens of thousands of millions of people, and they just want to see him succeed. He is so over that he has taken over 4 of the top 10 merch slots on the WWE website for his Yeet shirts and his Eat, Sleep, Yeet, and Repeat shirt, that the man is just making a bag doing nothing. But for being main event Jey Uso, the man can't even get a match on Monday Night Raw. We have seen him over the past several weeks in backstage segments just trying to hype up Sami Zayn for his run against Braun Breaker and this subtle feud and minimal feud of the Intercontinental Championship. Jey can't even get himself a match, let alone into a title feud. Now, does this fall under something Jey's doing wrong, or is this just horrendous booking from WWE? Jey Uso is a multiple-time tag team champion with his brother, and the only way we see Jey actually holding any type of gold in the next couple of months is in the same tag team as he was with Sami Zayn a couple of months ago. Well, if you're just gonna have main event Jey Uso in a tag team, why not just wait for his brother to heal up and put the Usos together and let them run as a tag team? Jey Uso is out doing things on his own and is trying to make a name for himself, which he has done with the crowd. And as I mentioned before, the man is super over. So why just build him to put him into a tag team? I don't see him anywhere near the world title feud. I don't see him anywhere near the Intercontinental title feud unless Braun Breaker writes off Sami Zayn and Jey comes to support his boy. But at that point, we know Braun Breaker is not dropping this IC title anytime soon. So what is the direction WWE is trying to go? This is my question to you guys. Jey Uso is doing everything right to be over as the #1 face in the company, and he's excelling at it. But all we get is a 2-minute segment backstage after the 10 o'clock hour, having him just hype up Sami going yeet and walking off. Jey Uso deserves better. It's getting frustrating because he's actually losing his luster and losing his momentum, and we're starting to see the same thing we saw with LA Knight 2 years ago. LA Knight was trying to build himself and carry his character into a main event slot, or at least a title holding slot, and it seemed like everything was just the wrong time for LA Knight. And right now I feel the same with Jey Uso. Jey Uso seems to be falling into this horrible pattern of just being the right guy, the main event guy, super over with the crowd like we saw with LA Knight, but it's the wrong time for Jey. So what does WWE need to do to save this? Do we get a trade and send Jey back over and have him run with the bloodline going into Survivor Series and then find something new for him come the Royal Rumble into the start of 2025? Because right now, the success of Jey Uso is just his entrance. And we all love watching the entire crowd yeet all over themselves, and Pat McAfee and Michael Cole with their foam hands out here yeeting all over the place. But it only can last so long. Jey Uso has built a reputation of being able to be that guy to rely on for the people that actually have a storyline. But at this point in time, Jey Uso is lacking a major storyline. I don't know about you guys, but I'm struggling to see Jey Uso and then Sami Zayn go into a feud for the Raw Tag Team Championships when really both of these guys don't need to be anywhere near the tag titles. Personally, if we're going to do something, have Sami Zayn turn on Jey Uso and give us a feud going into Bad Blood. That could be a booking that not many people saw coming, But at the end of the day, what we've seen with Sami over the last little while is a kind of reserved and frustrated Sami Zayn, which always turns into a good heel type story, especially when a character is just so over losing and not being able to win the big one. Back to Jey Uso. Jey Uso could go for a feud with Braun Breaker into the Intercontinental Championship, but with the stock that WWE has in Braun Breaker right now, that title is not leaving his waist anytime soon. So what's the opportunity for Jey Uso? Jey Uso had some run-ins with Seth Rollins, and with the write-off of Seth Rollins, we could see Jey put into something with Bronson Reed. The world title seems to be a bit of a reach right now, considering what we're getting with the feud with Randy Orton. I'm really struggling to find a solid storyline for Jey Uso to really carry this momentum that he has built over the last 4 months coming out of Backlash. The crowd is so behind Jey Uso. I'm behind Jey Uso. WWE can only go so far with the character unless they start giving the opportunities that the character deserves, which we saw with LA Knight. Yes, LA Knight did build his own product from really bad booking to making himself a main eventer. Jey Uso already has the moniker of the main event. So what do we do? WWE, what are you going to do with Jey Uso? Because we are starting to lose sight of what Jey Uso brings to the table because he's not doing anything. You can be a main event superstar, but you have to be out there reminding people how good you are. If you're not going to utilize Jey Uso to the caliber he deserves, then he needs to be put back into a situation where he can get into a major storyline. Guys, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and put the bell on for all notifications. But let me know in the comments where we see this run of Jey going. Because right now, WWE is missing something, that final piece to put him into a big feud to get him the recognition that he deserves. Listen, most wrestlers are happy sitting there making a bag, making their merchandise money, and all those kind of things. But I think Jey Uso wanted to go out on his own, be separate from his brother, so he could develop a character and build something massive. Well, for some reason, there's a restriction being held because right now this man is doing nothing, and the allure and the luster of Jey Uso is going out the window. I don't know how many more weeks we can have of this man not having a match. You can have a run-in or whatever, but you need to have this man feuding, cutting promos, and not being, unfortunately, Sami Zayn's lackey. I don't know, guys. This is my rant on Jey Uso. Let me know in the comments what you think and the way we need to help build Jey Uso up so he is that main event talent, going for the IC title, going for the world title, or do we send him back to SmackDown, put him back with his brother and Roman Reigns, and let this bloodline feud play out? Because right now, it's getting a little too predictable that we're just going to throw Jey Uso back over to SmackDown. And what happens after Survivor Series War Games in Vancouver? Does Jey Uso go back to being a tag team specialist with his brother and they feud back and forth with the other bloodline? Or does Jey finally get his singles title? Guys, let me know in the comments.